Prime Minister Narendra Modi was on an official visit to Australia at the invitation of Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. The Prime Minister held a bilateral meeting with Mr. Albanese on the 24th of May 2023 at Admiralty House in Sydney, Australia. Earlier, Mr. Modi was accorded a ceremonial welcome and guard of honour on arrival at Admiralty House. Both the leaders recalled their productive first annual Leaders Summit held in March 2023 in New Delhi and reaffirmed their commitment to further broaden and deepen the multifaceted India-Australia Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. The two leaders focused their discussions on cooperation in defence and security, trade and investment, new and renewable energy, green hydrogen, critical minerals, education, migration and mobility, and people-to-people ties. Both the leaders welcomed the signing of the India-Australia Migration and Mobility Partnership Arrangement or MMPA, which will further facilitate mobility of students, professionals, researchers, academics and others, including through a new skills pathway named MATES or Mobility Arrangement for Talented Early Professional Scheme, specifically created for India. They also welcomed the finalization of terms of reference of the India-Australia Hydrogen Task Force, which will advise on opportunities to accelerate manufacture and deployment of clean hydrogen, focusing on hydrogen electrolyzers, fuel cells, as well as supporting infrastructure and standards and regulations. Prime Minister Modi thanked Australia for its support in establishing a Consulate General of India in Brisbane. The two leaders reiterated their determination to ensure a peaceful, prosperous and inclusive Indo-Pacific region underpinned by a rules-based international order. They also discussed reform of the UN Security Council. Prime Minister Albanese expressed Australia's strong support to India's G20 presidency and initiatives. The Prime Minister looked forward to welcoming Prime Minister Albanese for the G20 summit in New Delhi in September 2023. Prime Minister Modi, along with Mr. Albanese, addressed and interacted with a large gathering of Indian community members on 23rd of May 2023 at the Kudos Bank Arena in Sydney. The Indian diaspora, consisting of students, researchers, professionals and business persons, participated in the event with great enthusiasm. A number of ministers, members of parliament and other dignitaries from Australia also participated in the event. Both the Prime Ministers jointly unveiled the foundation stone for a Little India Gateway to be built in Harris Park in Parramatta, Western Sydney, which is home to a large Indian community. In his address at the reception hosted by the Indian community in Sydney, Prime Minister Modi highlighted mutual trust and mutual respect as the foundation of the close historical ties between India and Australia and underscored the numerous elements that bind the two countries. He lauded the contribution and success of the Indian community in Australia, calling them cultural and brand ambassadors of India. The Prime Minister outlined India's growing achievements on a global scale and noted that the world was increasingly interested in India's success stories. He highlighted the deepening engagement between India and Australia. Prime Minister Modi also met Mr. David Hurley, the Governor-General of Australia, at Admiralty House in Sydney, Australia. The Prime Minister recalled his meeting with the Governor-General in 2019 during his visit to India as Governor of New South Wales. Both the leaders discussed ways to strengthen the long-standing bilateral partnership. The Prime Minister recalled the positive contributions of the Indian community in Australia and their role in fostering closer links between the two countries. Mr. Peter Dutton, the leader of the opposition in Australian Parliament, called on Prime Minister Modi on the 24th in Sydney. The Prime Minister appreciated the strong bipartisan support enjoyed by the India-Australia Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. Their discussions covered various aspects of the bilateral partnership, including people-to-people linkages. Discussions also covered regional developments. Canberra and New Delhi share commitments towards a stable, secure and prosperous Indo-Pacific. Together they have an important role to play in supporting this vision. As friends and partners, the relationship between the two countries has never been closer. India and Australia have several commonalities which serve as a foundation for closer cooperation and multifaceted interaction on lines similar to what India has developed with other Western countries. Both are strong, vibrant, secular and multicultural democracies. They both have a free press and an independent judicial system. The English language is an important link. Cricket and also the large numbers of Indian students coming to Australia for education are significant elements in awareness at the popular level. As Prime Minister Modi emphasized, Indo-Australian ties centered on the 3 Cs, that is cricket, curry and Commonwealth. They graduated to the 3 Ds, that is dosti, that is friendship, diplomacy and democracy. Then came the 3 E's, that are energy, economy and education. Now, the depth of the relations transcends all these. The bilateral ties are poised to touch newer heights in the future.